the hollow choir. The rain fell in sheets, a cold, relentless curtain that blurred the world beyond the windshield of Daniel's old pickup truck. The wipers squeaked rhythmically, fighting a losing battle against the downpour as he navigated the winding backroads of rural Vermont. It was well past midnight, and the only light came from his headlights, slicing through the dark like a blade. He hadn't seen another car for miles, and the isolation was starting to gnaw at him. Daniel was a freelance journalist, chasing stories that others dismissed as folklore or madness. His latest lead had brought him here, to a forgotten corner of the state where locals whispered of strange occurrences, unexplained noises, and sightings of figures that didn't quite belong. He'd heard the rumors in a dingy bar to towns over. Children, they said, with eyes like voids, appearing at the edges of the woods, singing songs that no one could quite remember but couldn't forget. The bartender had warned him to stay away, his voice low and trembling. "They ain't kids," he'd said, his eyes darting to the door. "There's something else." Daniel didn't believe in ghosts or monsters, but he believed in stories, and stories like this raw, primal, steeped in fierce old papers. So here he was, driving through a storm, chasing a tale that might just be the break he needed. His phone had lost signal an hour ago, and the GPS was useless, looping him through the same stretch of road lined with gnarled pines and sagging fences. He cursed under his breath, glancing at the dashboard clock. 1:37 a.m. That's when he saw them. At first, he thought it was a trick of the Rainer distortion in the headlight's beam. But as he slowed the truck, the shapes became clearer. 3 small figures standing by the roadside, motionless, their heads bowed as if in prayer. They were children, no older than 10 or 12, dressed in outdated clothes, frayed jackets, patched trousers, a dress that looked like it belonged in a museum. Their hair was plastered to their faces by the rain, and they stood so still they might have been statues. Daniel's stomach twisted. Something about them felt wrong. He couldn't place it, but the sight of them sent a shiver down his spine. That had nothing to do with the cold. He hesitated, his hand hovering over the gear. Every instinct screamed at him to keep driving, to pretend he hadn't seen them. But they were just kids, weren't they? Kids, stranded in a storm in the middle of nowhere. He couldn't just leave them. He rolled down the window, the rain spattering his face. He called, his voice swallowed by the wind. "You kids okay? Need a ride?" They didn't move, didn't speak. The rain hissed against the asphalt, and the silence stretched until it felt like a weight pressing down on him. Then, slowly, the child and the Madala girl with long, dark hair lifted her head. Her face was pale, almost luminescent in the headlights, and her eyes, God, her eyes, they were black, not just dark, but black like twin pools of ink. No whites, no just an endless void that seemed to pull at him, tugging at something deep inside his mind.